the smartest film critic in the world, Cole Smithy.
Hi, this is Cole Smithy with ColeSmithy.com and your guide to what to see and what to avoid at the movies this week. For better or worse, mostly better, Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke may best be remembered for their romantically euphoric collaboration with Wunderkind Generation X auteur Richard Linklater.
Let's do. On our way back to the airport, we can catch him.
You know we won't.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay.
Each of Linklater's films in his Before trilogy about a developing romance between a talkative American writer and a hyper-articulate French woman has improved on its predecessor, and that's saying something. Fireworks of authentic stream of consciousness dialogue, spikes of emotion, and the madness of love reach a crescendo of palpable joie de vivre in Before Midnight. Audiences can't help but admire this bold expression of intellectually and erotically charged connection between two undeniably attracted souls. Before Sunrise, made in 1995, introduced romantically inclined couple Jesse, played by Hawke, and Celine, played by Delpy, traveling on a train from Budapest to Vienna. Before Sunset, made in 2004, found the lovers reuniting for a one-night stand of sorts in Paris, where Jesse, a successful author inspired by the events of the first film, reads from his latest book. Now, nearly 2 decades since they first met, the couple lives together in France with their twin daughters. The film begins at the end of a summer vacation in Greece, where they have spent the past 6 weeks sharing the exotic home of a fellow author and his family.
I assure you, that guy, you vaguely remember the sweet romantic one that you met on a train? That is me.
Jesse sees his son off at the airport, destined to return to Jesse's ex-wife. Celine can't stand the thought of the woman. Hawke is a caring but awkward father who worries that his 12-year-old boy didn't have enough fun during their time spent bonding together in the Mediterranean paradise. The naturalistic scene sets the film's neo-realistic tone. We are hooked. A real-time conversation plays out between Jesse and Celine as they drive back to their host's house while the girls sleep in the back seat. They discuss the long-term effect on the girls of their decision to pass up a promised sightseeing stop at a natural landmark. The seemingly impromptu conversation hits a staggering number of relationship reference points that draw the audience inside their casually intimate style of communicating. No topic is off limits. Politics, sex, religion, literature, and economic realities all come percolating to the surface. It's clear that Linklater and his 2 actors spent much time together crafting and polishing the script. The dialogue shimmers. A farewell dinner with their hosts gives way to a gifted night at a resort hotel that promises the couple some welcome alone time. However, Celine's possible bipolar disorder crashes the party late in the game, causing Jesse to reach deep into his pocket of tricks to bring Celine around to a romantic reality built as much on fantasy as on a unifying method for achieving harmony in the relationship.
Of Crazy Town. Do you know that? You were? Myself so attracted to this woman.
Before Midnight feels like 2 intimate weeks spent with Jesse and Celine compressed inside a 108-minute movie. A higher compliment I cannot imagine. Bravo! I give this superb movie an A+.
Your finals due a week ago. I mean, look at the board. School's over. We're playing hangman here.
Coming on the heels of Jeff Nichols' superior Huckleberry Finn-styled boys' coming-of-age movie Mud, The Kings of Summer reaches farther into the realm of fantasy, but comes up short.
You do that often? Eat the hamburger and then the fries? You don't mix it up?
I don't know, Dad.
Hipster director Jordan Vogt Roberts makes the leap from TV with a snarky script about 3 implausible teens who run away from home to build a house in the woods where they pretend to live off the fat of the land. They actually trek across a local roadway to buy chicken and cornbread from a restaurant. The hard and fast rule about being wary of debut directors applies here. Think Wes Anderson with a lower IQ. Why live when you can rule is the film's oddly dictatorially aspirational tagline that endorses a return to a childhood reality that existed before overpopulation and technology soaked up all creative thought and outdoor activity for budding young adults. Joe Toy, played by Nick Robinson, his friend Patrick, played by Gabriel Basso, and the self-proclaimed gay Biagio, played by Moises Arias, up and run away from their respective cloistered suburban families to build a live-in fort where they will share a manly existence.
Chances of being born.
Do you think that Joe would run away to prove a point?
Joe probably has the most pressing reasons for leaving home. His douchebag dad, Frank, played by Nick Offerman, actively interferes with his son's pressing sensual needs concerning Kelly, played by Erin Moriarty. No teen boy needs a dad who blocks such sensitive transmissions. The movie suffers from a number of structural and tonal obstacles. For an all-out existential fantasy, the movie plays it so safe you might as well be watching a television episode of International House Hunters. As for its tone, once the parents are out of the picture, there isn't much of a story left over. The Kings of Summer is a poor man's Moonrise Kingdom with none of that film's editorial sense of kitsch, dry wit, or style.
Yeah, I decided on the format of Denzel Washington, a black first name followed by a state.
Think of The Kings of Summer as a crummy knockoff of Moonrise Kingdom and you will not be disappointed. It has a few cute moments and a couple of laughs, but this is not good filmmaking or even competent storytelling. I give this disappointing coming-of-age comedy a C-. My sleeper pick is Margaret von Trotte's Hannah Arendt, and my guilty pleasure pick is Penguins 3D. My must-have DVDs are Garrow's Law, the complete collection from Acorn Media, Swimming to Cambodia from Shout Factory, and Struck by Lightning from New Video Group. Of the great silent film comedians, Harold Lloyd stood apart from Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton by virtue of his everyman approach to physical comedy. He had to work at it, and he let his difficulty show, but not entirely. Few audiences knew of the terrible accident Harold Lloyd suffered at the age of 26 in 1919 involving a prop bomb, actually a live mortar, that exploded in his right hand during a photo shoot, severing his index finger and thumb. Not a man to let such a catastrophe keep him down, Lloyd wore an expensive prosthetic glove as a disguise. He pursued his film acting career as if the tragedy had never happened. Lloyd's romantically inclined spectacle-wearing character invention was objectively the most accessible of the three performers. A nerd lover boy riddled with self-doubt, but fearless through and through. Glasses, as his character was often referred to, was not far removed from the ambitious young actor who snuck onto the Universal Studio lot looking for a break into the film business. It was here that Lloyd met the soon-to-be famous Hal Roach working as an extra. The friendship that followed proved mutually beneficial. Roach went on to become a successful producer. He hired his pal to star in dozens of one-reel comic shorts in the guise of Lonesome Luke, eventually shortened to Luke, a la Luke Laughs Last, a 1916 short. Having appeared in more than 100 such silent film comedies by the time he made Safety Last in 1923, Lloyd had polished his comic timing and man-with-a-plan persona to perfection. In its opening scene, Lloyd gazes out from behind what appears to be prison bars with a hangman's noose dangling in the background. The jail he escapes from is Great Bend, Kansas. His destination, the big city. On the train platform, he sees off his mother and his betrothed Mildred, played by Mildred Davis, who has promised to move to the city after he has made good. A job working as a lowly sales clerk at a clothing store keeps our underpaid hero busy until Mildred's unexpected arrival causes him to pretend he runs the place as its general manager. His deception leads Lloyd to overhear the owner's offer of $1,000 to anyone that comes up with an idea to attract a big crowd to the store. Knowing of his pal's ability to climb the sides of buildings unassisted, Lloyd offers to split the money with him in return for his scaling the face of the 12-story storehouse as a publicity stunt. The trouble is that the police are after Lloyd's nimble buddy, played by Bill Strother, for a prank he and Lloyd played on a beat cop. With police officers in hot pursuit, the pal begins to climb, but Lloyd is forced to follow suit if the stunt is to work. The film's 20-minute centerpiece sequence of Lloyd scaling the building against attacks by birds, netting, stray rope, and an unstable clock comprise the most emblematic episode in all of silent film. That the secrets of its spectacular staging were kept hush-hush until after the death of Harold Clayton Lloyd in 1971 only adds to the film's lasting charm. The illusion of safety was never lost. Thanks for watching, and visit ColeSmithy.com for more.